era begins again.
Hey kids, Aussie Moto Matt here, coming at ya from where the mushroom farm is. That is the mushroom farm that supplies most of the mushrooms for South East Queensland, just in case anyone, the South East Queensland corner anyway, just in case you're wondering. Hey, today I'm going to have a quick rant about something I've noticed in all the time that I've been riding. Now, when I say riding, I'm going to say anything on two wheels, so this includes push bikes as well as motorbikes. In and around riding on the road, and how it's changed the way I drive, it's changed my attitude towards the way I drive, and a realisation as to what I think the problem is. I won't say what the problem is because some people go, hey, it's not the fucking problem. It's what I think the problem is. So, to put it as bluntly as I possibly can, I believe the problem with all the deaths on the road from all the motorcycle accidents, which is where the driver is at fault, which happens a lot, and same with push bike accidents, which 85% of all fatalities on push bikes, the driver was at fault. In other cases, the driver was doing something illegal, or doing an illegal maneuver, or closing, just generally being a wanker, really. And why that happens, and I think what I think the problem is that car drivers have forgotten that driving on the road is a privilege and not a right. I know people are going to disagree with me here, but bike riders don't ride on the road like it's a right. They ride on the road like it's a privilege, same as motorbike riders. I think for the most part, that's what everyone thinks. They don't see it as a right, whereas car drivers see it as their, God-given right, I guess, that they have a driver's license. That means they're allowed to drive on the road, and anyone that doesn't abide by their rules and what they think is right is wrong. So when you become a push bike rider, then car drivers go, well, I had to go and I have to pay registration. That's a whole other argument. I have to pay registration, I have to get a driver's license, and I can lose points, and I can get fines, and all this absolute rubbish of excuses as to why they don't think a bike rider should be on the road. And I think it's my right to be on the road. It's not a privilege, it's my right. I'm a taxpayer, and I'm an Australian, or wherever you come from. But mainly, I'm an Australian and I'm a taxpayer, and we made these roads and blah blah, and all this rubbish that comes with it, I think makes car drivers honestly think that it's a right, and by having someone other than being in a car, it's invading on their rights as car drivers, and so when they feel like rights are being taken away, they get all offended and they don't like it. Now, when I say I've seen this in bike riding as well as motorbike riding, bike riding is obvious. Most car drivers, I won't say most, a lot of car drivers don't like the idea that push bikes are out on the road, and, so be it. What I've noticed, and the reason why I really think it comes down to it's a car thing, is when you go out and, so the new rules were introduced into Queensland in February for splitting, and filtering, not splitting, for filtering, which filtering in Queensland is now completely legal, under 35 kilometres an hour. We all know the rules. The amount of times I have seen car drivers do whatever they can do within their power to stop you from filtering, e.g. moving across, making a space between the two cars just a little bit smaller to make it harder to get past. Or, in the case of the guy in this Falcon that's behind me, after you've filtered past them, they take this personal offence to it that you've done it. Like they'll sit up your like in that instance, it was because I had filtered past that guy and the lights had turned green when I was going past him, and then I had to pull in front of him, right? So it took up so much of his time. But he then sat up my ass, throwing his arms up in the air, generally looking like he was having a whinge. Now, that to me says he thinks that his rights as a car driver have been, he didn't like it. He didn't think it was right, so what he did, rather than just backing off and driving like a normal person, he was pissed off, and he either wanted to scare me or piss me off or endanger my life. And he did. He sat right up the arse of my bike for quite a while. As soon as I pointed out the camera, he backed off, which is kind of weird. But that's what happens. His right, he believes that his right as a car driver was taken away. He didn't like it, so he took action. This happens all the time, right? It's not a people with licenses or people who pay registration or anything like that. This is everyone in cars versus people on two wheels. It's an interesting one, and I know some people are going to disagree with me and say no, motorbike riders and bike riders are completely different, which we are. But trust me, we're all in the same boat when it comes to if we come off, if we get hit by a car or if we hit a car, whether you're on a bike or a push bike, like on a motorbike or a push bike, we're going to come off worst off. So anyway, that's a good point. That's what I think. That's what I think. Car drivers get so narky and so pissed off. I think that they feel like they're losing their rights as registration owners or whatever, just as drivers in general. They think they're over and above it. They think they're losing their rights. But anyway, that's what I think. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. If you're on a bike, keep it upright. I'll see you later, mate, out.